Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another soccer video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the US women's national team playing against Nigeria's Super Eagles. So, yeah, this game, if you guys saw it, this game had everything: action, adventure, romance, speed, yellow cards, brand new jerseys, and whatever it was Christy Mewes was doing to the Nigerian goalkeeper. More on that later. So so the summer series is now over. I like how we started with Portugal like slow, and then Jamaica was medium and Nigeria was just overall fast. like a, in terms of pacing, it's like Nigeria was a very fast paced and fast moving game. A lot of the players on the Nigerian team are fast and are known to be very fast moving players. And so Nigeria was able to match the athleticism and speed of the US players. So it definitely made for a very exciting game. All right, let's get into it. Let's look at the lineup, because I did take notes on the lineup. I didn't really do it for I wasn't really thinking about doing it for the last two videos, but I did take notes on the lineup. Okay, so for the goalkeeper, we have Alyssa Nair. And then for defenders, we have Crystal Dunn, Becky Sauerbrunn, Abby Dalkemper, and Kelly O'Hara. For the midfield, we have Christy Mewes, Lindsay Horan, and Sam Mewes. For forwards, we have Megan Rapinoe, Carly Lloyd, and my favorite, Kristen Press. So, yeah, I thought the lineup was very interesting, and I was kind of happy to see Sam Mewes and Christy Mewes playing together. I thought that was kind of cool to have both, like, they're both sisters, so it was cool to see those two playing together. Not only that, it was nice to see Christy getting in there, because we've seen in the past two games, especially, well, in all three games actually, Sam Mewes has been getting like a lot of action and a lot of play time. So I kind of wanted to see how Christy was playing, and I was happy to see her being in the starting 11. As for Sam, I feel like when it comes to Sam, I wouldn't be surprised if she's on the final 18, because she did so well during the summer series. However, I don't know about Christy. I'm still not sure. I thought Christy played really well last night, but I don't know if Vlatko will be including her in the final 18 roster to Tokyo. Again, it would be cool to have Christy there too. Something that also surprised me was the goalkeeper. I was kind of assuming Jane Campbell was going to be the goalkeeper for the game against Nigeria, since Alyssa and Adriana already played. Because 3 games, we have 3 goalkeepers. Maybe there's a reason to why Jane didn't play in any of the games. Or it could also be the fact that maybe Jane was already selected and now they had to choose between Alyssa and Adriana. Yeah, so I don't really know what's up with that. They had to bring 18 players, so I'm not sure if Vlatko plans to take all 3. I think he's only going to take 2 goalkeepers. So maybe he has his mind made up and is going to take Jane, and now was just deciding between Alyssa and Adriana. Or he could be deciding not to take Jane and just going with Alyssa and Adriana. So that's going to be seeing which goalkeepers are going, or maybe all of them are going. Seeing which goalkeeper he chooses, that's going to be interesting to see. So Lindsay Horan is still starting. She's having a good she's actually doing really well during the summer series, mainly because she's kind of in Julie Ertz's spot. I'm kind of confident in Lindsay Horan, like, you know, being able to keep it together in that spot. Yeah, there was one player that I wanted to see more of, and it would be Andy Sullivan. And unfortunately, I want to see more of Andy Sullivan, especially since she came in as a sub for Lindsey Horan. So yeah, I was kind of disappointed I didn't get to see more of her play, but I'm kind of hope. But yeah, I'm kind of, a part of me is kind of hoping that she does get included in the final 18, but honestly, who knows? I feel like Vlatko has a lot to choose from in terms of players. All right, let's get into the game. So the first half, early on, very strong U.S. possession as always. This is a very fast-paced and aggressive play in the first half. Something that I noticed is the U.S. can't keep losing the ball, and I think what I wanted to say was, especially in the beginning, they needed a little bit more pass accuracy in order to maintain strong possession. I even wrote, "Don't lose the ball" or "Stop losing the ball." So as I said, Nigeria is a very fast-moving team, and I kind of know that the U.S. players need to be careful not to tire out early, like too early on. Alyssa had some good blocks and good saves so far, and I mentioned this at the start of the video. Christy gets a yellow after trying to get the ball back from Nigeria's goalkeeper. So the Nigerian goalkeeper, she's already laying on her back. She has the ball, and Christy was trying to get the ball back. Depending on the angle, it looked like Christy stomped on her or was kicking her, but I guess she was trying to get the ball back in a really weird way. I watched that scene like a few times. I'm like, what was that? Like, I want to say it's not really a good experience getting kicked or stepped on with cleats. It hurts. especially with how Christy may have been doing it, trying to get the ball like with her foot. But yeah, I kind of wrote, what was that? But yeah, I kind of know that she has to be careful with that. She did get a yellow card though, which was kind of understandable. But yeah, it was, besides Christy doing that, the play before Christy doing that was actually a good play. But I want to say that the U.S. is getting closer to scoring. Kristen Press does score though, but her first goal is ruled offsides. It was a nice shot and a really nice goal, but unfortunately it was called offsides. I want to say that after that offside call, I love how aggressive the U.S. was getting. Like, they wanted, especially Kristen, they wanted that goal. So there was a lot of momentum and a lot of lots of maintaining that possession, especially when I noticed, especially in the second half, or maybe it was in the first half, when Nigeria would go to clear it, there would always be a U.S. player outside to pick it up and bring it back into play. So I like that the U.S. wasn't letting up that easily. And I want them to do more of that. So eventually Kristen Press finally gets her goal. That was an awesome goal. Like, she was completely open, no one was on her, and she had time to get that in. So the U.S. finishes the first 45, 1-0. So some people said it was frustrating. I just thought it was entertaining. Some people said it was like a frustrating first half, but it was no less entertaining. Like, I love how fast I love how fast the first half was. And I would say the difference between this game and Portugal is that the U.S. is keeping up a very fast momentum and maintaining a lot of pressure. The same could be said for Nigeria. Nigeria is putting a lot of pressure on the U.S., and because of that, the US is, you know, returning that in a way. But yeah, very aggressive performance from the US. Definitely love to see more of this. Not so much Christy doing whatever it was to that goalkeeper. Don't get me wrong, I do love Christy Mewis. Just, I can't get over that whatever she was doing, like trying to get the ball back in that way. Like, what was that? Still love Christy, though. All right, let's get into the second half. Didn't really take much notes. I was kind of just enjoying the game. So, yeah, Carly Lloyd is subbed off for Alex Morgan. I would say, though, okay, I would say the kind of the start into the second half of the game was more physical and more rough in the second half. So there were fouls on both ends, the US and Nigeria, and I actually didn't see this happen, and I didn't get to see a replay. I only heard one of the announcers say it, and I only caught the end of a yellow card coming out. But a Nigeria player gets booked for hitting or elbowing Megan Rapinoe. Again, I didn't see it. I just heard the announcer talk about it. But yeah, so there's that. Nigeria's goalkeeper goes down again, probably because of Christy Mewis's foraging. Yeah, that's what the announcer called it. I kind of like that term. But yeah, she goes down again, probably due to whatever Christy did. But it was kind of at that point I was like, man, they really need to get her off. Like, they really need to take her off the field if she is in a lot of pain. Because don't get me wrong, it hurts getting stepped on or kicked in cleats. I experienced that. It's not fun, it's not pleasant, and it can be pretty painful. A part of me before doing the video, I wanted to emphasize my point, I wanted to take out my soccer and lacrosse cleats and show you what's going on the bottom of those cleats. They hurt. I mean, you get used to it, but still it hurts. Anyway, going back to the game, more substitutions on the US side. Here comes my Taurus cat. Macario is coming in for Sam Mewis. Emily Sonnet is coming in for Christy Mewis. And a little bit later, Emily Sonnet gets booked with a yellow card. I thought there was a lot of bookings in this game. When I was watching it, I thought a lot of people were getting booked, but when I looked at the stats afterwards, there were only like 4 yellow cards, 2 on the US side, 2 on Nigeria's side. So, oh yeah, I'm not so sure if I mentioned, did Lindsay Horan get booked? Yeah, I don't know. I can't really remember. I know Emily Sonnet got it and Christy Mewis got it. I'm wondering if, I thought Lindsay Horan got it, but maybe I'm wrong. You guys can let me know in the comments. But yeah, I would say that it's like with a game like this, like two very aggressive teams, yeah, there's gonna be like a lot of bookings, and I would say you kind of had to be careful with that. Lynn Williams, okay, more substitutions. Lynn Williams comes in for Megan Rapinoe. Tierna Davidson comes in for Crystal Dunn. And we go into extra time. I think in the 93rd minutes, Lynn Williams gets the final goal with an assist from Kristen Press. And so the game ends 2-0 for the US. Yeah, overall, this was a very entertaining and exciting game. These are two very fast-paced and athletic teams. Nigeria, once again, is able to match the US when it comes to speed and athleticism. I just liked watching the game because of how fast-paced it was. Like, slow-moving games tend to get very boring, and I have a hard time trying to watch, like, slower-moving games. But yeah, I've heard the announcers say that it was a frustrating game to watch, but I didn't really think so. It probably, A frustrating game to watch was probably the U.S. women's national team against Portugal. Like, that was frustrating and slow. Yeah, as always, Kristen Press and Sam Mewis have proven to be very capable and strong in all these games. And another thing to note is Kristen Press is especially impressive, and I don't think we talk about Kristen Press enough. Kristen Press isn't playing for a club right now. She just came, well, we still don't know if she is going to go back to Manchester United, but right now she's back in the US and she's not playing for a club team. And she's just able to put on her shoes and then just go out and play. And yeah, overall, Kristen Press, very impressive. I wouldn't be surprised if Vlatko picked them for the final 18. Actually, I'd be more surprised if he didn't pick Kristen Press or Sam Mewis. So, also, Kristie Mewis, I noted, she had an interesting game, even though I kind of mentioned that little thing with the Nigerian goalkeeper. I still want to know what that was. Yeah, hopefully she did make enough impression to be on the final 18 roster. Again, I would love to see Kristie Mewis on the final 18. But once again, this is going to be up to Vlatko and the coaching staff, mainly Vlatko. I think Vlatko does have a lot of decisions to make in regards to all these girls, mainly because there's a lot of talent. All these girls are very talented, and picking a team is very hard. Like, I think I kind of came up with my own final 18 roster, who I would pick, and yeah, that is not an easy thing to do. I kind of went into it assuming, okay, I know which players I want, but then, yeah, there's a lot that needs to be figured out, and not gonna lie, it is hard to come up with a starting 18. Like I said, all these girls are really talented and really great players. So yeah, there could be some controversial picks for the final 18, but we have to wait and see. So the U.S. women's national team do have two send-off games before the Olympics. They're both going to be against Mexico. I think I had to look. It could be July 1st or July 5th. I'll look it up and leave the actual games, when the actual games and what times they are, in the description below. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys today, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.